Apple Computer would like to show you something on this VCR. Well, yes, a video, but something else first. It's the clock, blinking, in perpetual midnight. They say there's a lot of functionality behind that clock. You can record any show you want, and you can set it as far as a year in advance, provided you can set it at all. A lot of people never get that far. They simply concentrate on the controls that are right up front and easy to deal with. And that might be something to think about when you think about personal computers. With Macintosh, the power isn't locked inside the technology. It's right at your fingertip. At Apple, we believe the best measure of a computer's power is in the performance of the people and organizations using it. Every Macintosh personal computer is designed from the chips up to enhance human performance, giving people the ability to master a wide variety of applications and to exchange information easily across networks, so that people and organizations continue to grow in productivity and in accomplishment.
So you can be a project manager, you can be a scientist, plus you can pull your project together all in one system.
There's an enthusiasm that builds, and there's a sense of discovery about learning something new that is going to help you do your work a little better.
If you remove those Macintoshes from Federal Express today, the work and the productivity and the credibility that is being maintained in each department would quite literally cease to exist.
Study after study confirms it. No personal computer empowers its users more effectively or more cost-effectively than Macintosh. An independent study surveyed MIS managers familiar with both Macintosh and other systems. They rated people who use Macintosh 37% higher in productivity than those using MS-DOS and 32% higher than those using Windows. And they said training costs were 57% lower for people who use Macintosh compared with those using MS-DOS, and 27% lower compared with those using Windows. Results like these speak for themselves. What we'd like to speak for is what leads to these results. It starts with a unified design. Unlike our major competitors, Apple crafts both the hardware and the system software that make up our computers. So we can optimize the power of Macintosh to let users concentrate on their work rather than on trying to work their computers. How does unified design translate into day-to-day productivity? By giving our customers an advantage in 4 areas. Power, that's simple to use. Applications that all work together. Networking that's designed in. And growth through continuing innovation. Macintosh delivers powerful technology that's simple to use. How powerful? Model for model, when you clock a Macintosh against our leading competition at the same processor speeds, the Macintosh is generally faster at running graphics-based software. And our fastest model, the Macintosh 2FX, can run Excel, PageMaker, and Illustrator from 34 to 270% faster than the IBM Model 7486. But we think it's more useful to measure the power of a computer by what people can do with it, which is why we put so much attention into making Macintosh easy to set up, learn, and use. Professor Donald Norman has specialized in studying the way design can help people understand how to use a product.
Most of our learning takes place by analogy to things we already knew. So most of our learning of everyday things, most of our use of language takes place through analogy and through metaphor. And so we should really exploit that. And when we have a tool that is metaphorically related to something we already know, we're that further ahead.
Our starting point from Macintosh is something you'll find in every school and office, a desktop. So from the moment you turn it on, Macintosh seems familiar. Icons or pictures relate to objects generally found on your desk or under it, You can sort your documents by dragging their icons into folders. Drag an icon onto a new disk and Macintosh makes a copy for you, or drag it to the trash and be rid of it. And if you're ready for a bigger desk, Macintosh can give you one. In fact, we'll let you spread your work out on a desk so big that it covers more than one monitor. A single Macintosh can drive up to 6 monitors at once. So you can keep several documents open at the same time, compare them, and copy and paste from one to another. That's power and simplicity unmatched in the industry.
It's very intuitive. I can manage my hard disk. I can keep track of where things are because of the way this desktop is designed.
I think the supreme compliment is the fact that I don't have to worry about that stuff. How do I copy a file and how do I move it from here to there? And those things are just not the issue with the Mac because they're so easy. What happens is when people become truly productive, you get past that part and you can start thinking about the things that you want to do.
Developers of Macintosh applications lead the way in pioneering new functions, new features, and general excellence. And all these applications, even though they come from different publishers, have certain traits in common. They're intuitive, they're consistent, and Macintosh integrates them so they work together. Intuitive means that menu commands do just what they promise. Consistent means that the same function is performed in the same manner from application to application. So, for example, a common function like saving a document to your hard disk will appear on the same menu in every application. Because of that consistency, when you learn your first application, you're well on your way to learning the rest. In fact, users report that learning new applications on Macintosh takes 50% less time than MS-DOS and 40% less than Windows.
If it's the same set of commands I use to type, to erase, to modify, to change, to draw, for all programs, then I'm far ahead. I only have to learn it once.
But beyond ease of learning is the matter of function. Macintosh integrates applications so that you can combine their capabilities to create your own solutions. Copy and paste, for example. Let's say you work with a spreadsheet to create a chart of sales figures for the last quarter. You can make a copy of it, switch to your report to management in a word processing program, and then paste your chart into the report. And one other point about Macintosh applications, they're available now. Developers have been proving and improving Macintosh software for more than 6 years. So you'll find a full and robust library of applications, more than 3,000 titles in all. And you'll find them in stock, not on a list of promised releases. Probably the greatest potential of personal computers to transform the way we work and learn lies in their ability to share information across networks. And no matter how complex these networks may grow, no matter what kinds of information systems they serve, Apple's commitment is constant. Our goal is to make using the network as simple and straightforward as using a Macintosh. Whether helping students collaborate on a school newspaper, or helping the editorial staff of a national magazine to meet its deadline, or giving a Fortune 500 corporation access to a database of customer support information, or linking medical students to a library of lecture notes, background information, and photography, whether displaying the action of the securities market in real time, or daily updates to corporate sales figures for a global operation, Macintosh brings people and information together. With Macintosh, networking and multi-vendor access are built in. AppleTalk, our basic networking hardware and software, is already sitting inside your first Macintosh, waiting to communicate with your second as soon as you connect it. This desk accessory we call the Chooser lets you select anything on your network. Click here to select a printer. Click here to add a file server to your desktop. When you need high performance, AppleTalk will run on Ethernet or Token Ring, and it can support more than 16 million connections. Computers of any stripe work in harmony with Macintosh, even if you're still using SneakerNet to carry information from one desktop to another. Most models of Macintosh feature the Apple SuperDrive, a disk drive that can read information from DOS, OS/2, and Apple II computers. So if you're wondering what you're going to do with all your 123 files after you switch to Macintosh, the answer is simple. More than you ever imagined.
My view is the user shouldn't care where the data is as long as he gets it and he can do something with it. And if he's doing some kind of report or something or document with the very easy to use, super duper man-machine interface type stuff, and if some of the data is on his Mac and some of it's on the server and some of it's on the host and he doesn't care and it's moving around in real time, you're there. You got it. That's the future.
If you want some clues about the future in Macintosh, it helps to look at the past. A lot has happened since 1984. The Apple LaserWriter and desktop publishing, Macintosh 2 and color displays for high-performance applications, Multi-Finder for convenient multitasking, allowing you to work with several applications at once, HyperCard, a breakthrough in end-user programming, rapid prototyping, and multimedia control. Connectivity solutions for digital, IBM, and other network standards. And AUX, a complete standards-compliant Unix that works with the simplicity of Macintosh. But even more important than what we've added to Macintosh is the way we've added it. The latest and most advanced Macintosh operates with the same simplicity as the earliest. And early models can run the latest system software to take advantage of continuing innovations. It's a smooth evolution, designed to enhance your investment in Macintosh, not supplant it. And the innovations we are now working on in our labs will improve not just future Macs, but those already in use. Power for human performance, applications for integrated solutions, networking to extend your reach, and growth to enhance your investment. These are the measures of Apple's leadership, focused not on what our computers can do, but on what you can do using our computers. Now that virtually every personal computer promises power, Apple reminds you that the most powerful computer is the one that enhances your power. Macintosh, the power to be your best.